I don't know what it means to hang your hat on something. I mean, I think I get the idea. I think it means you can hang your hat on. Well, that's reliable. You know, you can hang your hat on that.
Sure.
Well, do you wear hats? I've seen you in hats.
I wear hats all the time.
Do you hang them anywhere?
No, I set them on a shelf. They stack against each other on a shelf.
Yeah, you kind of fold in the back, and then they just stack neatly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. My husband bought me a shelf for my hats so that I had more usable space on the shelf.
Yeah.
And he got it for me for Christmas, and I pretty sure I haven't even taken it out of the box yet. Because I think what it is as soon as I open it up, I know I'm going to have to reorganize my entire closet, or at least my side of the closet.
Yeah.
And I've got a doom drawer. So like people with ADHD have like what they call doom piles. So they're piles that are things that are kind of in some sort of stage of in process.
Yeah.
And so you'll have a pile of paperwork, or a pile of books, or a pile of paperwork and books, or a pile of clothes, or whatever. So I have this drawer in my closet that's filled with a whole bunch of different clothes that are in different stages of wearability. So like I've worn them once and they're not dirty enough to get washed, but I'm not going to hang them up either. And so I put them on the drawer, and then it kind of just keeps piling up.
Yeah. Well,
and so I'd have to deal with that.
So it's basically purgatory. It's not, You're not keeping it, but you're not throwing it away to hell either. It's kind of in this.
Right. Yeah. And is
there any way for those items to earn their way back into your favor?
Well, they're not out of favor.
But they're halfway to Goodwill, right? I mean, that's what that space is for.
No, the space is for, they're not dirty enough to wash, but they're not clean enough to put away and hang up. So they can be worn again, but they have to work their way back into the rotation. And so so the pile just gets bigger. So I would say about a fourth of my wardrobe is in that pile.
It's a fourth?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's a pile. And so if I put my hats away, I'll have to reorganize my whole side of the closet, which includes that doom drawer.
Well, we can't have that.
No. And I have a small pile of Goodwill shoes on the bottom.
Yeah.
So that'll need to go somewhere. And yeah, my brain doesn't want to take on that challenge right now.
Well, how do you know when it's time that something is headed to the Goodwill or the Salvation Army, garage sale? I lump all that into one place.
Yeah, I use Goodwill as like people use the word Kleenex. Right? A Kleenex is a tissue, right? And it could be any brand. We just call it a Kleenex.
Yeah.
I call Goodwill is kind of my Goodwill pile. It's my to be donated pile.
Yeah.
Could be going to anywhere, right?
Well, okay.
So how do I know it needs to go in that pile or get rid of?
Yeah. Like what is the determining factor or factors where you're looking at maybe some clothes, some items or whatnot, and you're thinking, okay, I've got to let this go. It's going to Goodwill. It's going to garage sale, whatever it's going to be. Mm-hmm. What does it take for an item to cross that threshold to where you're done with it?
Unless it's a specialty item, like a seasonal type thing or like a fancy dress.
Let's just say clothes.
If I haven't worn it in about a year, then I get rid of it.
Yeah.
Because obviously I'm not going to wear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that would be the threshold for me.
So what is your hoarding clothing of choice that you just have too many of and you just have an abundance of it, and that is just, you hoard this specific piece of clothing? Is it socks? Is it underwear? Is it T-shirts? Is it hats?
Well, in the past, it was probably like, I actually don't really hoard clothes.
Really?
Yeah. When I was a teenager, it probably would have been shoes.
Oh, okay.
But it's not so much anymore. And then when I lost all my weight, when I went in for surgery, I took every single thing out of all of my drawers in my closet and I put it into 4 bins. Mm-hmm. I put it into like extra large, large, medium, and small. of the clothes that I had currently, and left all of the 2Xs out in my drawers and in my closet. And as I lost weight, I got rid of what was in my closet, pulled the stuff out of the box, put those up, and so on and so forth until I got rid of all my clothes. And so I'm still very much still building up my wardrobe from my weight loss. And so I mean, I had to get rid of shoes because they were too stretched out. So I don't really have anything I hoard. Yeah. But one thing I'm starting to collect is hats.
Oh, okay.
So I'll collect hats on vacation and things like that. But
yeah. So here's a question about, you said you were downsizing, like when you lost a bunch of weight. Look great, by the way.
Thank you.
I saw the before pictures. You look great.
I look different great.
You look different
there you
great.
Go.
Yeah. Here's kind of my question is, because I'm in the process of losing weight. I've gone from a 2X to an X.
Nice.
At what point did you feel comfortable enough permanently getting rid of the clothes you used to fit into? But because when you lose weight, it's like, should I hang on to this? What if I gain weight again? Then I'm out those clothes. I got to buy all new clothes. At what point, if you have it all, did you permanently let go of the clothes that you said bye-bye to with your weight loss? How long did it take before you just like let them go and say, I'm never going back?
Well, I feel like mine is a little different because I had weight loss surgery. So I lost weight very fast. I lost 112 pounds in 12 months.
But I've seen people have that surgery and then they go right back to it. They gain it all back.
I mean, I have gained some back. So I got all the way down to my lowest. And then I have gained some back. So I'm actually struggling right now with do I buy more clothes so I feel comfortable, or do I need to just get down to business and work out to
get down to business,
right, to fit into the clothes comfortably that I currently have. But as far as getting rid of clothes, I have no problem getting rid of clothes that are too big. I'll save a few things here and there just as comfort items, like to wear camping or whatever, wear extra layers.
Yeah.
It's the opposite. When I gain weight, I won't get rid of clothes that are too small because I'll think, what if I'll fit into those again? I don't think of it that way when I lose weight. When I lose weight, if my clothes are too big, I get rid of them.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, okay. But I hold on to clothes that are too small.
Yeah. I'm in the process now of getting all my 2Xs. They just balloon out right here. The problem is the XL fits me form fitting, which is what I'd like. Not too form fitting, but accentuates my strengths. The problem is because I'm nearly 6'4", an extra large, while it fits me well in the body, is not long enough because I'm tall. In very few T-shirts, very few, other than Eddie Bauer. I've got a lot of Eddie Bauer stuff. Simply because, not because it's Eddie Bauer, although I do like their clothes, simply because they're the only ones who make an XLT, an extra large and tall.
Oh,
so
sure.
It doesn't balloon out my stomach area, which I don't have anymore, but they're longer. But I'm in the process now of putting all my 2Xs aside, and I've boxed them up. And I'm burning the boats. I'm getting rid of them. I'm giving them away because I ain't going back.
Yeah. Good.
Right?
You should get rid of them.
But there's a little thing inside of me that says, the pizza looks really good tonight. My wife and I were at Red Robin yesterday.
Yeah.
Bacon cheeseburger looks really good. I did have, but we split one.
Right.
And we had a salad. It's so hard though.
Yeah, I think as you make those, you can make those small changes, right? For me, making a big extreme change. So I've fallen off the horse, so to speak. And so I've kind of fallen off. So for me, I'm having a hard time figuring out where I want to start, because if I just go back to where I was 2 years ago, that's working out twice a day on a strict diet, eating a certain amount of protein, that kind of thing. I can't just go from nothing to all of that. So I need to pick one thing to focus on, do it well, and then add those other things in. So I think doing this, having the burger and splitting it between the two of you, and then having the side salad, or, let's say you set a side Saturday. Saturday is the day where you kind of go out to dinner and you do the cheeseburger or whatever. And then the rest of the time you eat really well.
Yeah.
But I think as we age, how we fuel our bodies, I think it's really hard to do, but we have to have that mind shift, not so much of it's a weight loss lifestyle, but it's a
Yeah.
sustainable lifestyle,
Yeah.
because when we were teenagers in our 20s, early 30s, we could live off of cheeseburgers and french fries and those
Right.
kinds of things. But as we get older, our metabolism slows down.
Yep.
And we really need those high protein, complex carbs,
Yeah.
the stuff that has all the vitamins and minerals stuffed into those food items
Yeah.
for our health benefits, so that we can have years in our life
Right.
rather than being super sedentary and getting heart disease or liver disease, those
Yeah.
kinds of things.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It definitely catches up to you. It definitely catches up to you. I was always athletic. I was always in pretty good shape, but I lost my weight. My wife got involved with Optavia. You've probably heard of that.
Yeah,
It used to be
absolutely.
Medifast, I think.
Sure.
Optavia under Matt Ingstrom, and then also Shauna Hoffman, and there's others who were involved with Optavia. Anyway, my wife went down to this big rah-rah thing down in Arizona,
Sure.
Gilbert, Arizona. Gilbert, shout out to Gilbert, Arizona. Love that place. If I lived anywhere else, it'd be Gilbert. Went down there, and I just told her, I said, look, this is just another thing you're going to get involved with. It's not going to last. It's just another health program. I went down there, and I listened to everything. I listened to all the people. I listened to all the rah-rah stuff. And I told my wife, you know what? I'm going to do Optavia for 90 days, and I'm going to show you that, one, it doesn't work, and if it does, it won't last. You'll gain all the weight back, and
Right.
I'll be your guinea pig. I'm going to show you, and after 90 days, you've got to quit and I'll follow the program to the T.
Right.
I was 265. Today I'm 234. I lost it through Optavia.
Where
I
are
sped
you
up
in
my
your 90
metabolism.
days?
Oh, I'm long past the 90
Oh, okay,
days.
okay.
I've sustained the
So you
weight
sustained
loss.
it. Nice.
I've sustained it.
That's fantastic.
But the key to me was I was overweight not because I ate too much. I was overweight because I just didn't eat much, and my body stored fat and stored fat and stored fat. And before you knew it, I went from 240, 241, 242 to like nearly 265.
yeah.
I never told my wife that I weighed 265. I just didn't weigh myself in front of her. And so, but the way I lost my weight, there's no magic in the Optavia thing. Optavia, the way they pitched it to me and the way that I did it was just lifestyle changes.
Sure.
I ate something every 2.5 hours. Yeah, mainly it was their food, but then I substituted their food with just other healthy food. But I ate something every 2.5 hours. What I learned was that when you eat, at about the 3-hour mark, after you eat something, if you don't eat again, your body hits starvation mode and begins storing fat.
Okay.
Because it thinks you're starving yourself.
Sure.
And so it's just for survival reasons.
Yeah.
So I began to eat something every 2.5 hours. And in that 90 days, I did not exercise. All I did, because metabolism is like a campfire. You put a log on every 2.5 to 3 hours. Put another log on, and calories begin to burn. Your metabolism begins to speed up. And when my metabolism sped up, I dropped all my weight.
Right. Well, and you're
Within-
feeding your body
within
with
3
the
months.
right types of fuel too,
Yeah.
right? I mean, don't
Right.
they call each of their meals
Yeah.
fuelings?
Yes, yeah, fuelings, and it's all natural and all that stuff. And the only thing I didn't like about it was there's a bit of estrogen, soy, which creates estrogen. There's a bit of that in there, but it didn't affect me. But it doesn't help when it comes to building muscle. So if you're looking to lose weight, it's fine. But if you're looking to lose weight and build muscle, they have a separate kind of a program for that.
Sure.
One of many places have these types
absolutely.
of things. It's not just an Optavia thing, so to speak. But that's just what happened to work for me. I went in to prove it wrong, and I ended up losing like nearly 30 pounds. And so for that, I'm thankful to my wife. She was a personal trainer before we met, and so she, you can't eat, you can't eat ice cream sandwiches every 2.5 to 3 hours and say, oh, I'm speeding up my metabolism.
Right.
You hit the nail on the head. You got to eat something healthy.
Right. Yeah.
You
And
know?
the older you get, like I said,
Yeah.
it's more important to look at it as a lifestyle change and not purely just to lose some weight.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How you feel your body really determines how you feel too. I mean, if you feed your body a whole bunch of empty carbs, candy, chips, pizza pockets,
comfort food.
yeah,
Oh,
nuggets,
man.
fries, all those kinds of things.
Costco hot dogs.
Yes, you're just so tired and lethargic.
Yeah.
And one interesting thing I did learn about ADHD is people with ADHD, they're constantly searching for the dopamine rush, right?
Yeah.
And so,
You have ADHD?
I don't have diagnosed ADHD,
Oh, okay.
but TikTok says that I do. So I'm
Yeah.
going to go with that.
Yeah, I do too. Okay.
There's a lot of things that are similar. I'd be surprised if I wasn't diagnosed with it.
Yeah.
But people with ADHD, they chase the dopamine rush, right? And a lot of times that is a quick, like candy bar, and then you get the sugar rush,
Yeah.
you know, and
Wide
it's
awake.
satisfying because
Yeah.
it tastes good and it gives you a little boost of energy. Energy drinks, all those kinds of things. However, I did learn that when you exercise, your body releases the chemical.
Endorphins, right?
No, it's what is that chemical?
Serotonin? Dopamine?
No, it's the one that you get when you run, and then
I'll look it up.
look it up for me, please, because I am completely blanking out right now.
You know, Joe Rogan has a guy, he goes, Jamie, look this up. Jamie, look. Well, I'm Jamie.
Oh yeah, you
Did
are.
you know that?
Yeah, you should look
like
it
I'm
up.
on the Rogan show. I'm that guy that looks
Yeah.
everything up for him.
Yeah, you should look it up.
I'm going to look it up right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, it gets stored in your muscles, and then it gets released, and then your brain really, really, really loves it. So when I was working out twice a day, it was essentially a transfer addiction from having my surgery and not being able to eat the food, which I'm addicted to, transferring that into working out. But the chemicals that were released in my muscles that are actually really good for your brain when you have ADHD.
Yeah.
Did you figure it out?
It says here that when you exercise, your body releases chemicals called endorphins. These endorphins, you may be thinking about a specific kind of endorphin.
yeah.
I don't know. These endorphins interact with the reception of your brain that reduce your perception of pain. Endorphins also trigger a positive feeling in the body, similar to that of morphine.
Oh, no.
I've never felt that when I was running, and I've had morphine before in a legal sense. Thank you. But, yeah, I don't know. Adrenaline, maybe?
No, why can't I think of it?
I don't know.
It is, and it gets, so baseball players,
Oh. Cortisol?
no,
Prolactin?
nope.
Testosterone. You have lots of testosterone.
I know baseball players usually run after a game to get out this chemical after running.
Dopamine? No. I don't know, but I'll tell you what.
Lactic acid.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah,
That's
that's
not-
what it is.
No.
When your muscles are making energy anaerobically, ANAEROBICALL, lactic acid
That's
is
not what you were
created as a
thinking of.
byproduct. Yeah. It does build up in the muscles during exercise, and your muscles can be chock full of it by the time you finish strenuous workout. But generally, all of this lactic acid is gone within about an hour afterwards. The lactic acid is good for ADHD brains. So
Okay.
working
when I-
out all the time actually helps your ADHD brain focus. Believe it or not. Yes, it does.
No. Okay, when
I
I
promise you.
hear lactic acid, I think of lactating.
That's not what it is.
Well, it's in the word. I mean, is it different than lactating?
Yes.
I have heard that men lactate. Have you ever heard of that? Is that like just a old wives' tale that men can lactate through sympathy or with their lactating wives? It's kind of gross, but you're going to look that up too.
Yeah, I am. Spontaneous production of milk not associated with childbirth, known as galactorrhea, can occur in human males and females.
Dear Lord.
I don't think it's actually.
Okay, let's just move on.
Yeah.
Because
So anyways,
I'm
lactic
afraid.
acid, which is different from lactating, is
You-
good
you
for
see
your
where I
brain.
made the
It
connection though,
stays
right? I
it's-
mean, it's like-
no, I don't. So it stays inside your body, and your body just releases it within your body. So, anyways, it's really good for your brain hole and
Your brain hole?
your brain hole. Yes,
Your brain hole. What is that?
it's the hole that holds your brain inside. I mean, if your brain
That's
wasn't
your
there, there'd be a
skull.
hole. Yes, exactly.
I've never heard that term before.
Yeah. So working out
Things you learn
is
on No
really
Direction.
good for it.
Your brain hole. Shut your brain hole. Would that mean stop thinking? Like you
Yeah.
tell somebody to shut their brain hole?
Well, it's also shutting your mouth, right? Because that's an opening for your brain hole. Shut your mouth. Shut your brain hole.
Yeah, I think we should give a shout out to our friend Alta.
Yeah.
Shut your brain hole, Alta.
So you said that you work out all the time, yeah? 5 days a
Well,
week?
yeah,
You
5
try
days a
to?
week. Yeah.
Yeah. And you work at a gym, right? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Where's this going?
No, it's just going
Black
to...
couch.
No, it's not going to the black couch from the last episode that we talked about the black couch. No, it goes to people's preferences in working out and why they choose to or choose not to work out. And for me, the major roadblock for me is the convenience of working out. And I thought that by moving all of my gym equipment downstairs to a nice space that was dedicated to working out
Yeah.
would make it more convenient. But I think I hate it. I think I liked it in my bedroom because to jump out of bed and then just do my workout.
Too long of a walk
It
down the
is,
stairs.
yes. Believe it or not, it gets in my way. And
That's
so when
bullcrap. There's got to be some other reason in your head.
maybe, but when I think about going to the
It's not
gym,
that far.
it's like, okay, I got to get dressed. I got to remember all the things.
Yeah.
I got to remember my headphone and my water and all the things.
Yeah.
Drive to the gym, get in, check in, lock up my stuff in my locker, my purse and all that stuff, go up, work out for, let's say it's an hour,
Yeah.
get done, go downstairs, get my stuff out of my locker, get back in my car, go to my house, take my shower, and just all of that extra driving there,
Well,
getting
you
ready.
don't shower
just
at the
feels
gym?
like, no, because then I have to bring all of the things. Like
Yeah.
men, they need shampoo and body wash and deodorant. That's
Well,
about it.
I have a rented locker. It's like $5 a month. I
Mm-hmm.
keep all my stuff in that locker. But you're right. Driving all the way out to my gym, which is not far, but it's not close either. You have to pack all your stuff the night before, get up, because I get up at 6, get up, grab my stuff and go. I ain't got time to do it in the morning.
Right.
But a gym, a workout is about an hour and a half to 2 hours of my day. And
Right.
that's not even getting a full workout. That's like doing cardio and maybe 2 different muscle groups with sets because you get there, you get undressed, you get your clothes on, get your head, everything's in my locker. And even then I'm prepared ahead of time. And it's still a 1.5 to 2 hour
Right.
production.
If you're completely prepared.
If you're completely prepared. Yeah.
Right.
So that is rough.
So I
mean,
do at-home workouts is what I prefer.
Yeah.
It's just works better for me. And I
Yeah.
literally roll out of bed, throw on workout gear. So usually just pants, sports bra, t-shirt, and then just sit there and work out. I usually work out without shoes on and just do it right there.
Yeah.
But the extra steps, the extra process, for whatever reason, gets in my way of if I think I have to go to the gym. Now I'll go if I'm meeting somebody there.
Sure.
I had a friend that recently wrote on her Facebook page and said, "Hey, can we just get a group of people to go work out at 4 a.m. at this gym? We don't even have to work out together, but if I know you're going to be there, kind of waiting for me to arrive, it's motivation for me to get
Sure.
there."
Because you
And-
don't want to let somebody else down. You can let
Right.
yourself down. Like I can let myself down and not go work out.
Yes.
But if, like, I'm a lone wolf, I don't work out with people.
Okay.
Don't even talk to me if you see me at the gym. I mean, you can, but
You're
like
there
my-
for business. You're not there
I'm in
to
a zone
socialize.
because I hate
Right.
working. Look, I don't like working out. I don't like the treadmill. I hate the treadmill. Treadmill is the devil.
I don't think you found the right workout routine then.
No, it's the right one. It's a
loved
love-hate
working out, man.
relationship. No, I hate it.
Oh.
If I'm playing basketball, I can do that for 6 hours. I can, not literally 6 hours. I can play basketball 2.5, 3 hours. But my body's broken down to the point, my knees and my ankles, I can't. If I can't play at a high level of basketball in my age group, then I won't play. I just won't play.
You're
I'm not going to
competitive
be.
that way, huh?
I am not going to be abused, and I am not going to be beat. I am not going to lose on a regular basis.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it. I'm just
Are you
not.
are you super competitive? My husband's very competitive. Yes, you
You
are.
see the look on my face?
Yeah.
I do not like to lose. I'll give you an example. Yeah, I'm very competitive. 2 juniors at Barlow High School. One is nearly 6'6", football player.
Yeah.
Very quick, very athletic. And then there's another kid about my height. Okay. They're both 17 years old. They were talking trash to me at Cascade in the gym. And my daughter goes to school with them, and she was there. And she goes, Dad, they think that they can beat you one-on-one. I said, I'll tell you what.
Basketball?
Yeah.
Okay.
I said, because I played college. But I'm 51 years old.
Right.
How much older? I mean, I'm like
That's-
a senior to them, right? Senior citizen.
Yeah, you are.
And I said, I'm not going to play you guys one-on-one. And they said, oh, you're scared. Da-da-da-da. Oh, we don't blame you. Blah, blah, blah. I said, no, it's going to be 2-on-1. You two against me. There's only one rule. You can't double team me. I beat them. I'm 51.
Yeah.
They could not stop me. And I heard my knees were killing me.
I was going to say, did you go home and die?
No, but for me, it's not hard to motivate me.
Yeah.
And so the motivation I had was, one, I got 2 high school kids I'm just about to beat into the ground, okay? But here's the thing. The bet was if I won, they would have to go to school and tell all of their friends that Jaden's dad, a 51-year-old, smeared them at basketball. And it wasn't close.
Yeah.
It wasn't a close game. We played best out of 3.
Nice.
They didn't win a game.
Yeah.
Okay, I swept them. And so you hear I'm talking now, it's all this pride and
Yeah,
macho.
yeah.
But see, that's
Well, I think it's even better because they're 17, right? They're getting to the point where they're going to be the prime soon, and you're kind of falling out of that prime, right? I mean, it's like...
Well, and I had a lot of pressure on me. What if I lose to these 2 guys? Nobody would blink an eye. Well, of course you lost. There's 2 high school kids.
Right.
And I told them this. I said, look, if you win, nobody's going to be surprised. I said, but if I win, you've got to tell everyone.
Right.
How are you going to look then? So I'm already in their heads, right? They have all the pressure. I have none. What do I have to lose? Other than the own battle in my own brain.
Well, I mean, you could have just said no, but that's not in your vocabulary because you're too
If we're playing
competitive.
ping pong, I might have said no. We're playing basketball.
Why ping pong? Because you know you'd lose.
No, I'd beat them at ping pong too.
Oh, okay.
I'll
You're
play
very
I'll
competitive.
play pickleball. I'll play tennis. I'll play softball. Anything one-on-one. I was never a great team player at stuff.
Yeah.
But an individual, because I don't like relying on other people to help me win. I will win because you will fail me. I'm always afraid they're going to fail me. That sounds so arrogant.
So
that's just the way I'm wired,
I
though.
feel like my husband feels the same way.
Really?
So there's been many
him.
times that I have tried to get him to play adult league sports with me. And adult league sports are generally you're drinking and playing sports and you're just out there to have fun, just reliving kind of the glory days.
We're not wired that way.
Oh my gosh. He
Some guys are.
refuses
That's
to
okay.
play with me because I won't take it serious enough for him. So on Easter Sunday, he's trying to teach us, and this is really going to piss him off because he's going to listen to this. I can't remember if he was teaching me hearts or spades. It was one or the other. I don't know. I don't really care.
Yeah.
But he was trying to reteach me the lessons because it's been a while since I've played.
Yeah.
Reteach my father. It's been a while. And then my brother's sitting there kind of like listening in because we're all playing together.
Yeah.
And then we do a half a round in this game and Mike starts going strategy. Like, this is the strategy that you want to do and this and that. And we're like, can we learn the game first before we start putting strategy in?
Because you have partners, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we start going in and then I'm his partner and I start playing cards and he's like,
Why?
why didn't you play that the last round? And I'm like, I don't know. Why didn't I play that the last round? And he goes, you always play this card that round and not this round. You want to make sure you get as many as you can. It's very,
Sounds like spades.
I'm like, dude, listen, we're just playing to have fun. His head is in his hand. He's like, you can't believe that I'm not taking it as seriously as I should.
Yeah.
Almost as if our house is on the line of, yeah. So he's very competitive. And if we're like, he never let the kids win. If we were playing Sorry when the kids were little, he's like, they got to figure it out themselves.
Oh, absolutely.
never
beat
would
my
let him.
kids down every
Yes.
chance I get in board games, especially Clue. So one of our favorite games as a family is Clue.
Mm-hmm.
And, some of us are very perceptive and some of us are not.
Yeah.
And, Dad, how come you always win? I'm like,
Well, Mike always tells me, he goes, you got to pay
Sorry.
attention to the cards that have been played.
yeah.
I was like, why? I will never remember what cards have been played. That's not how my brain works. He goes, we kind of have to in this game. And I said, okay, I'll try. I'll do my
Maybe
best.
you should stay with Uno or something, or Go Fish. What was the other one with the
guess.
old maid
Old
lady?
Maid,
Yeah,
yeah,
Old
yeah.
Maid. Well, I always liked Old Maid. There's no strategy to it, really.
Dang. Yeah. Yeah. He's hyper competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Michael Patrick. Mm-hmm. Okay, so didn't he own Mike's Pizza, Wild Mike's Pizza? Is that him?
No.
I didn't think so. My wife was saying, I think that's him. I'm like, I don't see Mike. No,
So-
I don't think so.
So the S.A. Piazza company, that is the company that owns Wild Mike's Pizza,
Yeah.
it was started by Sue Piazza's father.
Oh, okay.
And
See,
then Sue Piazza and her siblings took it over. And then Sue sold her portion of it. And now
Gotcha.
her brother, I don't know if both brothers, I know at least one brother is still a part of it, but
Yeah.
Wild Mike's Pizza is part of that. And I think it might be her brother. I can't remember for sure.
Oh, okay.
But her nephew, Steven, is the one that does a lot of that.
Okay, so
Michael Patrick has not. Yeah, he doesn't have
okay,
any.
okay.
It's family, but he doesn't have anything to do with that.
Yeah. So,
But I could see why you'd be
Wild
confused
Mike's. I was
because
like,
of the mic.
I want to know who Wild Mike is, and I want to have him right here on the pod. I want to interview Wild Mike. He sounds pretty wild, don't you think?
Yes.
I mean, I bet whoever this Mike is, we probably have a lot in common, he and I. I don't know. I don't even know if it's a real person or whatnot. Maybe it is.
I feel like it is, but I don't know them. So I grew up.
Yeah.
So Sue's nephew and niece, who are twins, I went to Barlow with them. I think they were a year younger than me.
Yeah.
And then Sue's sons, Michael's sons, I did go to school with. I knew them
Yeah.
pretty well. So one was a year older and one was a year younger.
Yeah.
And I can't remember. I don't know
Yeah.
how we got on this tangent, but
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Let me circle back.
yeah, okay.
Let's circle back. I brought up Mike because at Cascade Athletic Club, he plays a lot of pickleball. He's like,
Oh, Michael.
Michael
Yeah,
Patrick.
yeah.
He does a lot of pickleball. And I asked him, because I'm up there working out and you can look down on the pickleball courts and I see him down there. And when he's not there, I take a photo and I say, where's Michael Patrick?
Shouldn't he
and
live
I
here?
post that. Yeah, he typically does, but he's really into pickleball, and so I asked him to teach me how to play because I think I get it, but I've never played, never researched it,
Yeah.
and he agreed to show me how. And we're talking about being competitive. My fear, because most of the people I look down and see, they're a bit older people playing pickleball.
Right.
Because I am so competitive, I'm a little afraid that I'm going to get too competitive. So I always have to be aware of where I am and who I'm playing with to keep my competitiveness in check. I'm not going to talk trash or anything, but I don't take it easy on people.
So I keep talking and trying to get you to watch Brooklyn
It's just
Nine-Nine,
for fun.
right?
I got to remember, it's just for fun. Or if pickleball is competitive.
Yeah. It
Now
is.
I can flip that switch.
It's competitive.
But I know for a fact that these older people that I'm going to be playing with, Michael's going to put me in there, and they're going to destroy me, and
Yeah,
I'm going
they
to walk
will.
away. I'm going to
You'll be
walk away
sad.
decimated, but I will come back with a vengeance.
So it's funny because I just watched an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine last night, and
Is that Reno 911? Is that what you're talking about?
no. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, it's different. It's still kind of
mentioned this
slapstick-like,
before.
but not as slapstick as Reno 911. But so Brooklyn Nine-Nine, one of the characters on there, his name is Boyle, right? That's just his last name.
Okay.
And he Charles Boyle, and so he's playing. I think it was racquetball with their chief of police, and they were on the same team. And Boyle was very, very, very nervous about how competitive he gets because the last time he played, some sort of sport. He shoved a ball down somebody's throat, and he's pretty sure it's still down in the person's stomach. So anyways, he gets very competitive. And so he goes and he's playing racquetball, and they're losing. And then finally the chief of police goes, I need you to bring your A game. And so he changes his clothes, puts on like black workout gear. He's got a skull on his sweatband. And if you know the character, it's hilarious. He walks in with the racquetball. Later on, it shows them talking to the chief of police significant other, and they were saying how they won the racquetball tournament. And he's like, oh my God, that's so great. And he goes, yep. And we've been banned from 6 different clubs, and we cannot go back ever again. He goes, why? And he said, and then Boyle breaks in. And he goes, because I took the second place trophy, broke it over my knee, and tried to flush it down the toilet. And so that reminds me of what you would do. Yes, it is. So you get second place, and you would probably cry.
Well, from the great leader of all time, one of the greatest leaders of all time, said, "If you ain't first, you're last."
Is that Ricky Bobby?
That is Ricky Bobby. The ballad of Ricky Bobby.
We used to say that to our kids growing up, jokingly. Of course, we didn't want to damage our children.
Never heard that until then.
But we would say, but that movie came out forever ago.
Mm-hmm.
So we would say, only winners get sprinkles. So if we went out and got ice cream after a loss, we would tell them they couldn't get sprinkles. I mean, we were kidding, and they knew we were kidding, but it was very funny.
No, I don't kid. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah, winners get sprinkles.
Yeah, I think that if you win, we always go to Dairy Queen. We take our kids to Dairy Queen as a reward, food reward. I know. I can hear all that. Don't send me emails.
Yep.
Forget you guys.
I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, and so my idea was when we go to Dairy Queen, if you won, you get an ice cream cone. If you lose, you just get the cone. And everybody will know who you are.
Yeah.
Now, you know the feeling of sitting there with just an empty cone?
I've never had that happen.
Don't lose next time.
Okay.
Work harder.
Well,
Start practicing.
I always tell people that it's better to come in third than second. Because in second, you're constantly over-analyzing, how could I have been first? What could I have changed? What could I done? Could I have done this one thing better? Could I have, whatever that might have been. But you come in third and you're just happy to rank.
Yeah.
You're coming in, you're like, sweet. And then the next year, of course, you work on some things, but I feel like second place overanalyzes it. Mm-hmm. And then first place, if you're not still growing in your sport, first place is sometimes detrimental because you get so cozy and comfortable, and all of a sudden that second place person comes and kicks you off your high horse.
Case in point, Rocky Balboa. He got comfortable, and Clubber Lang came along. He was hungry, took that belt. Yep. I played semi-pro football and college basketball. My thing was always I would rather lose by 50 than lose by 1 point.
Yes. Right, because you overanalyze it. Like it's too close.
Yeah.
What did we do wrong?
Had I made a free throw?
Exactly.
Had I just gotten around the defense, the offensive tackle, just one. Had I not gone left but gone right, I wouldn't have put my team in this position. But as painful as that is, because you begin to overthink things, you are better the next time you meet that team, because now you've you've really broken down every single thing you've done wrong. And if you don't recognize what's wrong, you can't fix what's wrong.
Right. Well, there's so
much
there's a
growth
gift
to
loss.
There is. In the pain of defeat, that's where you find the most growth. If you get up again, if you just lay down and you stay down and you walk away, well, you're screwed. You're not any better off than you were before. In fact, you're worse off than you ever were. But if you lose by 50, I'd rather lose by 50 than by 1 because of the pain. But losing by 50, you're just like, well, screw it. Who cares now? You just quit while the game's going on. You don't grow from that.
No. Well, you go to any sort of tournament, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the tournament, you get placed in the loser's bracket or the winner's bracket, right?
Yeah, if it's double elimination,
Yep.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so the loser brackets, people celebrate the winner in the winner's bracket, right?
Yeah.
But if you come from the loser's bracket, come all the way back and then defeat that person, it's so much more glorious.
Yeah.
Not that you don't want to start from the loser bracket.
Right.
That's a lot harder,
right.
especially in baseball. You run out of pitching real fast when you're in the
Because
losers bracket.
you can only use your top pitch. I mean, there's a rotation and there's
Yeah.
rules around how
Yep.
often you can use them, how many innings they can pitch, all that, right?
It's how many pitches they can do. Well, it depends on the tournament. Tournaments
Yeah.
set different rules, but how many pitches you can do, how many innings. Usually it's more pitches than innings, but so for instance, if they pitch, I'm just going to throw numbers out there,
Yeah.
but let's say they pitch in the first game, they pitch 30 pitches,
Yeah.
okay? And you pull them so that you can save that pitcher for a different game later in the bracket.
Yeah.
Well, pulling them is strategic, but do you leave them in to guarantee that win and then burn them out? Or do you pull them so you can play them in a higher seeded game? You know,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of strategy that goes into that behind the scenes. But in baseball, if you're in the losers bracket, you have to be deep in pitching,
Yeah.
real deep.
Yeah. My favorite baseball team, I grew up in Georgia in the 80s and 90s, was the Braves. And especially in the 95-ish seasons, we had John Smoltz, we had Greg Maddux. I mean, the stable of pitchers was sick, just sick. And they went to the World Series so many times. I think they only won it maybe once, at least once. But yeah, it was because of the depth of the pitching stable. It was. So what were we talking about? We were talking about competitiveness. Yeah, we should probably wrap it up, this episode up. We've talked about competitiveness. We've talked about weight loss. We've talked about what motivates us. We've talked about how clothes end up, like what's the point where they hit Goodwill? And what's the point? I mean, I got a pile in my garage. They're like headed to Goodwill.
Yes.
It's like purgatory. They haven't made it yet.
Right.
I don't believe in purgatory, but it's a completely made up thing. Anyway, so we don't.
But you digress.
I digress. Maybe we can get into the theology of that at some point and how purgatory came to pass, because you don't find that anyway. So that was a total man-made thing. In fact, oh gosh, okay, I got to say it. So like purgatory was one of those things where there was a certain religion at the time that said, look, Erin, your mom passed away or your grandma passed away. She's in purgatory right now, but for $19.95 plus shipping and handling, I can pray her into heaven, but you're gonna need to pay. And that's how that came about. It was completely corrupt. Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't know that grandma was $19.95. I don't know what depended on that.
Grandma might be more. Mom might be more than that. Child is real expensive.
Yeah.
Your ex.
Yeah,
your
purgatory
ex
is a
$5.
completely made up thing. It's not in the Bible. It's not any. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Maybe that's a whole nother topic at some point. Maybe not for this podcast particularly, but it's just crazy what people come up with. Like, man, plus shipping and
Yeah.
That's not literally how that, but it's same concept. But we've talked about all kinds of things. I've got a pile of stuff in my garage, and it's just in purgatory. It's waiting to go to Goodwill until my lazy butt decides to put it in a box. If I put it in a box, I did not fold these clothes.
Right.
You're done. I'm done with you. You're gone.
Gone.
And
Bye.
so, you're gone. Bye.
Yeah.
So, I think it for me was I'm a t-shirt whore. I hoard t-shirts.
Hoarder.
Excuse me.
Hoarder.
I hoard t-shirt. I didn't mean that first part.
Do you wash
T-shirts.
your clothes before you send them off to Goodwill? Or do you take
I
them
don't
off dirty
ever
and
wash
throw them in a
clothes.
bag?
I don't ever wash clothes.
Oh, how do they get clean? Magic elves?
Magic elves. Yeah. No, I have a wife.
Okay.
She serves her purpose. I'm just kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke, and you know it.
She's gonna listen to this
She's
and
listening.
punch you in the
I know.
face.
I love you, baby. She knows.
No.
She knows. I'm just kidding.
Hey, that's Joanne. Yeah, we would love to see the recording of you punching this man in the throat. Thank you very much. Also,
Like
make
on
him do
Identity-
his own laundry because I think it'd be funny.
What movie
He'd
was
never
that?
know what to do.
Wasn't that Identity Thief? She kept hitting him in the throat.
Yes, throat punch Thursday.
No, my wife, she is gracious. We split things, and she takes care of that. But
Right.
yes, we do wash them before they go to Goodwill.
Yes.
And by the way,
As you
shout
should.
out to the Happy Valley Goodwill. That's the best Goodwill there is,
I
period.
have some real mixed feelings about Goodwill.
Yeah, I heard some, like, I don't know,
Yep.
another time. But
Okay. Well, I think people should, if you like what we're saying here, if you enjoy having us help you fold the laundry, which is, I hate that job, like, subscribe,
Yeah.
share, rate us,
Send us
share
some
share it with
questions.
one friend. I was sharing our podcast with a group of people on Easter Sunday. We were sitting around the fire and we were talking about the podcast. And my brother goes, "Yeah, I'll never listen to your podcast." I said, "Why?" And he goes, "I'm not listening to you talk for an entire hour." So I need somebody to fill that gap. So somebody else needs to be that subscriber because my brother is not our people apparently.
We're going to need a replacement.
Yeah,
So
yes.
if you have any friends and you want to prank your friends, you can subscribe them to the podcast.
There you go.
That's a good
yeah,
idea.
I think that's a good
think we
prank.
brought that up
That's
before.
more of a gift than a prank.
No Direction Podcast, the gift that keeps on giving.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
So do all the things, like, subscribe, share. It really means a lot to us
Yeah.
that you are here listening to us and being, coming along this journey with us.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
All right.
We'll see you guys next time. And Sasquatch is always with us. So, tell your friends.
Bye.
Bye.